Elizabeth's life is being transformed at MCF. Now she wants to be a doctor. That may seem ambitious considering the abuse and trauma that she has suffered, but it is not uncommon for MCF children to have such dreams. Dr. Kairo is a former street child rescued by MCF and is now head of this particular hospital, and his story is evidence of hope for the future of Kenya.
It was not an easy road to a medical degree and a top job at this hospital north of Delani. But with the help of Charles Mali, a young man was able to defy the odds and achieve his dream. The doctor you're about to meet has a remarkable story.
Hello, Dr. Kairo.
Yeah, I'm very fine.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Very good to see you.
Nice to meet you,
Pastor
Dr. Kairo.
Charles Price.
I heard many things about you,
Ah.
so it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Charles.
George Kairo is the supervising physician at the Murang'a District Hospital. 20 years ago, he was one of Kenya's many anonymous street children living in a state of persistent hunger, danger, and no hope. Now, at just 27 years old, he is in charge of a health facility that sees up to 300 patients a day. George calls his transformation nothing short of a miracle. He credits Charles Mali with turning his life around.
I met Charles Molly at the age of 6,
At that stage, you were completely on your own on the street, is that right?
together with my 2 brothers and a sister. We were completely on our own because my mother was very sick, and we used to go out to the streets with my 2 brothers and 1 sister.
To beg?
Yes, to beg and to steal and to eat from the dustbins.
George was forced onto the streets after his family's compound was attacked in ethnic clashes surrounding elections in 1992. His mother had to flee with the children to a nearby town. An already difficult life grew more precarious. His mother could not afford to feed the children or send them to school. Instead, they roamed the streets begging for food. That is when the children met Charles Mali.
My brothers and I were sleeping on the roadside, and then he came and found us. My brothers were hungry, we were hungry, we had walked a whole town with nothing to eat. So he came and said he can give us some hope, he can help us, he can give us some food, and that's what happened.
His 2 older brothers went to live at Mali Children's Family Home right away. George attended day school at MCF and returned home to his mother at night. She died of AIDS when he was 8 years old. One of her last requests was for her children to remain under the care of MCF.
If you hadn't met
Yes.
Charles Mali, where do you think you might be today?
I've thought about that severally. I wouldn't have even reached the age of 18, probably. I would have died a long time ago as a young boy in the streets, maybe probably from an infection, falling sick. Anything would have killed me. I'm sure I wouldn't have been here today.
Because many children are dying in that situation.
Many children die in the streets, they fight, people kill them, so many things happen in the streets, and I wouldn't be here today. This was God's plan that life goes in this way.
As a child, George showed a keen intelligence. Later, Charles Mali cobbled together a group of sponsors to help pay his fees to study medicine at the University of Nairobi. Today, the success of former street children like George Kairo and many others is the fulfillment of a dream for Charles Mali.
It is in a big way that my dream is being achieved through these young people, Kairo and many others. And he is also a good example of what it takes when you help a poor child and then nurture him in the best way with the love and with the concern about the education. And I see a great change and transformation in our country, in Africa. That's what I'm seeing, and I'm so impressed. and happy about that.
George is grateful for the food, shelter, and education he was given at MCF. But he tells Charles Mali that it was the spiritual guidance he received that continues to inspire his work and his life.
I got very good mentorship from you, Dr. Charles Mali. I got to learn that someone can achieve a lot if they focus on the most important things in life, if they focus on the mission that God began in their lives. And I am capable of transferring that mission and the duty to other people in the public.
Dr. Kairo has high hopes for Kenya and for his place within it. In the future, he wants to help shape the country's health policy. A university based on the Mali Children's Family Philosophy will help other former street children like Dr. Kairo transform Kenyan society.